Hi, welcome to today's module for Well World TV. And this session is all about upping the professionalism of your video. So the reality is, many of us are now starting to produce video from our homes, from our offices as a way to communicate and stay connected with people, especially during times when we're more isolated. So one of the things, and I have found a lot of great humor in this, is part of me is so happy that all of us are now creating video, but the level of professionalism, honestly, is all over the board. And so as a Well World TV host and as a Well World TV student, we want you to have the knowledge on how to very simply up your professionalism in your video so that when you create video, as long as your topic's on point, right? Check out the session on keyword strategy and building your content the right way. But now I want to go through some very simple tools on how to up your professionalism. So first I'm going to go through it with you directly, and then I'm going to go back and share my screen and give you some very specific examples that reinforce what I'm talking about. Okay. So the first thing that you can do to really up your level of professionalism is create what's called a video thumbnail. So a thumbnail is a graphic representation of your video. So for example, we have hosts that are creating series every single week. And so for every episode, they have to create a YouTube length, which is horizontal. I'm going to show you in a minute, thumbnail. And once I'm demonstrating it to you through my share screen, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. But it's also very simple to create social media graphics that will also support your video. Every platform, unfortunately, requires a different size. But when you use a platform like Canva, which I'm going to show you, you can actually resize your thumbnails with one click, kind of move some bits and pieces, and all of a sudden you can have 2 to 4 different graphics that represent your video. So that's number one, create a professional thumbnail or graphic that represents your video. Second is adding music to your video. So a lot of times if it's just you direct to camera, then it can get a little bit stagnant. So I'm going to show you some examples of how some of our hosts are using music to really up the game and the professionalism of their video, even if they're just sitting at home like I am right now on a camera on my computer. The third thing is what's called B-roll. B-roll is the video footage that is complementary to the main message. So there are times when you are talking directly to the viewer, just like I'm talking to you. But if, let's say I'm giving an example of the one time I went to the farm and visited with the matriarch of the farm, you'll still hear my voice as I'm talking to you, but I can drop in what's called that B-roll footage of when I was actually at the farm so that you have a visual representation of the topic that I'm addressing. Now, the beauty of B-roll is it really breaks up that sort of direct-to-camera monologue that we have a tendency to accomplish very easily. Adding in B-roll is not complicated, and I'm going to show you a simple way to do that and how to find some good choices for your content. The third and fourth kind of go hand in hand, but you can create banners and overlays that really add in your branding, your logo, the name of your series. And I'm going to show you an app called StreamYard when I go into StreamShare that will show you how you can add in text, copy, logos, and banners to really make your videos look much more professional. So let's go ahead and share our screen, and I will walk you through some of these different ways that you can up the professionalism of your video. Okay. Let's get this correct. Good thing I can edit. Okay, hopefully you are seeing my screen. And the first thing I want to talk about is thumbnails. So likely you are going to move on from this education and become a host for us at Well World TV. So I wanted to give you real life examples of what our hosts are building as we speak. So if you go to wellworld.tv and click the series tabs, you will see the thumbnails that some of our hosts have built to represent their series. Now, in Laura's segment on series and segment development, you learn the difference between a series and a segment. This is a series, so think of a series as Law and Order or General Hospital. That's the series. The episodes are the regular content that comes out to support that. So you're going to need graphics that represent both your series and each episode. So let me just give you an example here of one that I have built for my host, Jillian Sutton, with My Pure Life Food. So her series is called Pure Nutrition. So you can see a vertical thumbnail. And then if we click into here, now you can see her episodes. So the thing that's most important for you to think about when building your thumbnails is sometimes they're very, very small. And so people, if they're just scrolling through social media or YouTube, you want that title to jump out. So you want it to be crisp, clear, on brand, but also have an obvious title that's of high interest. So we can see quickly when we jump into Jillian's channel that she has a segment here on probiotics. She has one on supplements. She has one on demystifying the keto diet. And so if any of those interest us, we can click this thumbnail and then we go actually into the video that she's developed. So the graphic representation of your videos is very important. And I will do a short demo on Canva here in a moment. But I do have a separate video for you on Canva 101, so how to actually build a thumbnail. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is this is a segment that I did for a TV show that was actually broadcast on PBS, but the secret that I had that I knew was that it was actually very simple to do. So I'm going to show you the opener to this, and it's going to represent for you a professional opener, music, and a little bit of B-roll, and how all of this magic comes together to create a segment that's of high interest. So let's just take a look. So this graphic right here, Senior Moments, literally you can create something like this on your desktop, and you'll just see it goes very quick. It's not a big drawn out deal. One story that I've been wanting to tell for 5 years. So this is me direct to camera. This is B-roll. So my voice is still talking direct to camera, but we're now using B-roll to enhance the visual image of what it is that I'm saying.
We have 2 giant trees, 2 magnificent.
So this was my interviewee. We're using B-roll and still photos here to help her tell her story. So it's not just her direct to camera the whole time. Okay, so we'll pause there. This was a higher level of production, but again, it was still very easy to do. So that was a demonstration of a standardized opener to the show, Senior Moments, utilizing music, utilizing me direct to camera as a host, and then pulling in that B-roll to help me tell the story. All right, and now I'm going to show you one of your fellow hosts who also does an amazing job at putting her segments together every single week and literally sits at her laptop and does all of this from her home computer, which means that you can do this as well. So this is an episode that she recorded. It's called Ayurveda for Natural Vibrant Health. And let me see if I can get this started. Hold, please.
I'm very focused on self-care and what I put in my body and on my body. I want it to be organic and natural. And so today we're taking a deep dive into Ayurveda, what it is and how it can help you.
Hear the music?
Good morning, everybody. This is Wake Up Well.
Here's her quick opener. She built this herself.
My guest today is Dr. Shivani Gupta. She has a PhD in Ayurvedic science.
This is the B-roll, which is just still images.
Ayurveda program and fusionary formulas to fuse Eastern and Western practices for self-care, digestion, stress reduction, and metabolism. Good morning, Shivani. Thank you for being here.
Good morning. Thank you.
Let's talk about Ayurveda.
Again, this is B-roll that she's included here. So I'm not going to show you these whole videos. I just want to give you a snapshot of things that you can do to elevate the level of quality and professionalism of your own videos. And these are very simple things to do at home. So that's another example. Okay, so how do we actually go and get this stuff? So Well World TV, I personally have gotten a membership to a platform called Storyblocks. It's storyblocks.com. I went ahead and already went through the filter, so I wouldn't take up too much of our training time here showing you this. But if you go to Storyblocks, you will have access to an immense amount of B-roll for video and also music choices that once you pay your membership, you can actually download and use in your video. So let's just take a list. I think I did a high cinematic, dramatic sort of music. If that's what I'm looking for my video, you just type that in, you search for that type of music, and it will give you all sorts of choices. Now you can listen to little snippets. So let's just hear what some of these things are. Very nice. That actually would be a great way to open up a show. How about this emotional epic trailer? Very dramatic. Depending on your content, maybe this would work. But long story short, you would be able to come in and access all sorts of music choices, and a separate video that we're going to teach you is how to do some simple editing so you know how to drop this music into the video that you're doing. So let's just take a look at some video here so you can see what I mean by B-roll. So for Laura's example, she did a video on Ayurveda. So let's just type in Ayurveda. And we can look at footage of real people. And then this is the type of options that she's given to choose from. So art, creativity, young, attractive businesswoman. All right, this one probably is not clear enough. So let's go into herbal remedies. Here we go. Okay, so all you have to do is hover over the footage to see if you like it, and it will show you a moving clip of what it is that you can possibly download. So here we go. For somebody who owns a supplement company or an herbal company, aromatherapy company, tons and tons of options as far as what type of B-roll. So literally the process is easy. Once you're a member, you go in, you search your topic, and then you download this video to your hard drive. And again, we'll do an editing video so you know how to drop in B-roll and music, just like Laura did in her segment. Okay, now let's transition to Canva and StreamYard, and then we will wrap this session up. So when you think about creating your thumbnails, one of the programs that I love personally is Canva, because there's so many different templates. In fact, in this training, there is a module that I created called Canva 101 that will actually teach you how to build a thumbnail properly. But basically what I want to show you here is all the amazing thumbnails that we have built here at Well World TV to support all of the content that we're doing. So we have social media, we have video thumbnails, we have website thumbnails, presentations. You can see all our different hosts are in here that we're supporting. And so this is a great platform. Let's just open up one of these really quick. We'll take this one I built. And again, most importantly, notice how that punch in the face title, because you only have 2 seconds to capture somebody's attention, and you want them to be able to know what this topic is. In Canva, also, you have access to photos. So if you want to use a photo in your video as B-roll, you have access to videos. Let's just put in dog let's say you have a dog cooking show, let's just put in dog and see what shows up. Oh yeah, so literally you could download any of these images and add them to your video. The other cool thing about Canva is they have also started to add video as an option. So you can go here to video, just like that website I showed you. And let's type in airplane. Let's say you're a flight, maybe you're teaching flight school. You would be able to find great video. And so as you're talking about people joining your class and starting to take flight lessons, you might be able to find some great video to put in there as you're creating your promo or your content. So Canva is a really great tool for you to up your professionalism for sure. Okay, and then the last thing I'm going to show you here really quick is another app that we use here at Well World TV called StreamYard. StreamYard is something that as a host you have access to, because on occasion we want you to go live on Well World TV on Facebook and Instagram. So you will be granted access to StreamYard. I will do a separate training on exactly how to navigate this. This is more just so you can see how it ups your professionalism. So this is what's called an overlay. This Become a Video Influencer is an overlay that I created in, guess where? Canva. And then I was able to upload it into StreamYard. And so now when I interview somebody and both of our heads will come into the space, the logo, the branding, everything is still contained there. So when the viewer is scrolling during a live feed, we're still branding and marketing ourselves and making it look very professional. So that's an overlay. You can also create banners. So for example, normally I'm going to pop myself into here, usually if there's two people. So when I just pop myself in here, I lose the branding, but when I'm doing an interview, both of us actually show up in this space with all of the branding. But you can build banners in StreamYard. So for example, at the end, I'm going to say, hey, everybody, we're looking for hosts to join us on Well World TV. Check out the website, wellworld.tv. Reach out to me directly. I'm Deborah K at wellworld.tv. And don't forget, follow us on social media because we are at Well World TV. So see how effortlessly I was able to move through that, bring up very professional, this is called lower thirds, into the video in a very simple, easy way so that, again, somebody scrolling through is going to say, wow, that's a really professional video. So those are my tips for you on how to up your professionalism. So plan on all of this, create professional thumbnails, start to practice finding music and B-roll, create a standardized opener, whether it's very simple, but as long as you have the same opener to every episode to your series, it takes your game up. And then how to use banners and overlays. So that text, that copy that will identify your name, your guest's name, definitely goes a long way in creating very professional content. Perfect. So hopefully you enjoyed this session of your Well World TV University and Educational Program, and we can't wait to see your content.